Hi. Well, this was expected. It just took a few more days than we were expecting, but he has been routinely taking his cases up to the Supreme Court in hopes of getting favorable rulings from them. And they have in the past allowed him to fire other federal officials. But they've also said in an earlier case that the Fed is a different entity than some of the other federal agencies that he's gone after. So it remains to be seen how they're going to handle this. He wants them to stop her, like, from working in her job right now. We have two lower courts that have said she can continue working while her lawsuit over Trump's attempts to fire her plays out.
It's probably too early, Sarah, to know whether or not Lisa Cook's camp has responded. So that's, I guess, my first question. Have they? But also, yes, President Trump has gotten some agreements to go his way from the Supreme Court recently, some decisions. But this dispute over Cook's position is really uncharted territory, isn't it?
Yeah, we're in new ground. The law says that a Fed governor can be removed for cause, and there's a lot of discussion on what that means. She is arguing that these allegations of mortgage fraud that he has levied at her are just that, allegations. She has not been, charged with anything officially, and so now, we're going to see these issues play out further in the courts.
Sarah, when do you think the Supreme Court will decide whether or not to take up this case?
This could move quickly. They're asking on an emergency basis, so we don't know exactly when they're going to decide. But so far, they have been acting pretty fast on his requests.
Have they generally been agreeing to his request to hear these cases, or are they saying, hey, we got day jobs here. We've already got a docket that we have to deal with here. We can't keep every day responding to what you need?
Yeah, so these are two different things. These are filings on what is called the emergency docket or shadow docket, where they can act very quickly. It's different from when they decide to take up a case and, hear arguments and then issue a ruling. So, so far we've seen, an unprecedented number of requests going up from the Trump administration to the Supreme Court's emergency docket, more than other presidents have in the past. And then occasionally they will take a case and decide they're going to actually hear the underlying issues, for example, as they're doing on the birthright citizenship case.
Sarah, could they just kick it back to the lower court, though?
Yes, I mean they can do a number of things, and we don't have we don't have the crystal ball, but they could kick it back. They could decide not to take it, or they could decide to issue a decision on whether or not she can stay in her job.